It is the one night of the year where the superstars of World Wrestling Entertainment goes to the extreme. Tomorrow night, the superstars of Monday Night Raw and SmackDown Live will go to the extreme to achieve victory. This is Extreme Rules. Hello, friends, and welcome to this very special edition of the Wrestling Forum. Your ridiculously over good brother Anthony Floyer here, joined as always by good old MF Michael Fletcher, the Twisted Angel D.D. Woodson. Fortunately, the Phenom Michael Bullock will not be joining us this evening due to commitments beyond his control. He did, however, message me his picks via Facebook Messenger, so he wanted to make sure that his picks got across. So we'll definitely take care of that. So, another loaded card, 2 kickoff matches this time around. Of course, we're not gonna, fully go into the kickoff show match, but we have 2 of them, and good news, MF. They're both from SmackDown Live, your show. So I know that makes you very happy, especially this first one. A return match from this past week on SmackDown Live. Sin Cara one-on-one with Andrade Cien Almas. Of course, the beautiful Selena Vega, right by Almas' side as always. Got to be Andrade Cien Almas once again. I mean, they had a solid match this past week on SmackDown Live, and I'm glad MF reviewed it, looked it over again, and I'm glad he agreed with me on that. So we're just going to move on to the other big kickoff show match. 6-man tag team tables match. The New Day against Sanity. I would say Sanity would win that. So that's all we can say on that. So with all that being said, let's dive right on in to the main card for Extreme Rules. And we're going to start it off with a match from Monday Night Raw. Steel cage match. Mr. Monster in the Bank. Braun Strowman against Kevin Owens. For months, I have been waiting for Braun Strowman to enter the main event picture and take the Universal Championship off of Brock Lesnar. Additionally, after Chris Jericho left WWE, I was waiting for a storyline that was worthy of Kevin Owens' talent. The WWE creative gods have answered my prayers here. After being trapped inside a porta potty and flipped over, which is Strowman's specialty, Kevin Owens found himself on the Extreme Rules card with the Monster Among Men in a steel cage match. This is perfect for this storyline, and it's easily one of the best built matches on the card. No matter the outcome, we the fans are going to be the winner. However, this is a rivalry I kind of don't want to see go into SummerSlam, but then again, some do want to see it, especially since Lesnar isn't going away anytime soon. So for some, a Kevin Owens win makes sense to some, but not to me. Braun Strowman is just way too over right now. He won the Money in the Bank, and if they were to put Owens over here, I mean, it would definitely derail Strowman's momentum that he's garnered over the last few months. And I think Braun Strowman will eventually cash in the Money in the Bank. I could see it happening at SummerSlam, possibly, and because there is the rumor going around that Brock Lesnar will be at SummerSlam defending the Universal Championship, and I'm hoping that's true. And if it is, I do hope that Braun Strowman will cash in on him, and then Braun Strowman can finally get that Universal Championship off of Brock Lesnar, and we can finally have a full-time Universal Champion on Raw, something that they have not had since Kevin Owens. And I don't know, but it's a tough one to call. I know there are some people who actually think Owens has a chance, but not me. I'm going with Braun Strowman to win this match. I mean, if Owens wins, I wouldn't be surprised, but the only way he would win is by a fluke win, or like if Strowman drove him through the cage or something like what we saw at Greatest Royal Rumble with Reigns and Lesnar. So that's the only way Owens could win, by cheap way out. But I'm going with Braun Strowman to win this. So nothing more to say. MF, come on in. Let's get your thoughts on this. Braun Strowman, Kevin Owens, steel cage action from Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, no, without a doubt. I haven't been following Monday Night Raw lately because of the fact, due to my work commitments beyond my control, and just the lack of really quality, good stuff that's on the show. No pun intended, and no offense, Anthony, but I think we all can agree with that. But this is one of those few bright spots on the show that you're gonna have, and you want to keep Strowman strong. He is Mr. Money in the Bank and a lot of things. I don't see Owens winning this fight either. I totally agree with what you just said there. So I got Braun Strowman winning it as well. Didi Whitson, I'll give it to you very quickly.
Yeah, I agree. Braun Strowman. Enough said.
All right, and MF, we're gonna have you start off on this next match. Well, it's not only Monday Night Raw, but it's obviously the match that will not only serve as Raw's main event, but also this match could end up being the main event of the pay-per-view if you really think about it. But I'm just going by what I have in my notes here. Roman Reigns, Bobby Lashley. Whoa, MF. I mean, there's a very, very realistic chance this is probably going to be the main event. But Reigns, Lashley, rumor going around saying that one of these two could end up facing Brock Lesnar for the Universal Championship at SummerSlam. So, what do we think?
It's very possible, no doubt about it. It's very possible that we could see these two men battling it out for the richest, for the Universal Championship. Just depends who's the guy that's going to get the opportunity. You know, rumors going around that it's probably going to be Roman Reigns more than Bobby Lashley. I know there was some talk at one time that it was most likely going to be Lashley going for the title, but now all of a sudden, now the rumors and the prognosticators are saying that it's going to be Roman Reigns again, that Roman's going to get the opportunity at the belt over Lashley. Even though I gotta say, this little sibling rivalry between these two has been very decent. You know, the build has been not bad. You know, that you had a little bit of the turmoil during the tag team battles, and now finally it looks like you're gonna get, you know, a little bit of that, you know, mentality. It's the destroyer mentality that we were talking about, that walking Armageddon by Bobby Lashley that we witness a lot in Impact Wrestling, but it never really translated in WWE until now. Roman Reigns, obviously, we know why he's in the picture, as always. One of the faces of the company. A lot of people think, especially on Vince and the suits, thinks he's the future of the company, which obviously none of us agree with. We all know who the future of WWE is right now, at least on the Monday Night Raw end. But at the end of the day, it's going to be an interesting matchup. It's going to be an interesting battle. But I got to give it to Roman Reigns. I think they'll give Roman the dupe here because I think they're going to want to give him the momentum as he fights for the WWE Universal Championship at SummerSlam against Brock Lesnar. The only reason why I think that's going to happen is because, you know, they're probably going to milk that for what it's worth, you know, lead it into a war. But we'll see what happens. But other than that, nothing more to say. Anthony, well, actually, I should say Didi Woodson. I'll give it to you, my dear.
Who'd you say you thought was going to win?
Roman.
Roman? Well, I'm going to throw a wild card out here, and I'm going to say this is going to go into a no contest. So, you know, these two, they've had a very active, they've been very active fighting each other, and, you know, I don't think that we're actually going to get a end to this. So, enough said. Florio, it's yours.
In the continuing saga of who does Vince McMahon think the audience will buy as Brock Lesnar's next opponent, Bobby Lashley has stepped up to the plate. However, he has to get through Roman. I'm always the number one contender, regardless of my win-loss record reigns. As much as you know, I'd rather see Bobby Lashley in a main event picture over Reigns. I mean, if those are our only choices right now, do we really need to see Lesnar and Reigns again? I I mean, at least with Lashley, we'll get to see more than just 6 Superman punches for 15 minutes. And Lashley has the build, strength, and durability to last against the Beast. And one of the rumors that I had heard recently or some time ago was that they wanted to do a Lesnar and Lashley program at SummerSlam. And the only way I think they can get there is if they have Bobby Lashley win. But I wouldn't be surprised at all if they put the big dog over. Wouldn't surprise me at the very least, because we all know how obsessed they are with him, and they just love to shove him down our throats. And, you know, the biggest heat magnet in the company right now. So, but quite frankly, they finally pushed Bobby Lashley. I mean, we had to endure that awful program with Sami Zayn, and Sami Zayn, unfortunately, he's out for the rest of the year. We hope and pray for a speedy recovery for Sami, but after that program, the night after Money in the Bank, they started this feud, and for the last month, it's been wonderfully built, and nothing more better than what we saw this past Monday night on Raw in Boston. I mean, my goodness gracious. I mean, wow. One of the greatest pull-apart brawls I ever saw. Second greatest of all time. The only one that was better was the Lesnar and Taker pull-apart brawl 3 years ago. But, just amazing. And I mean, Didi, you make a great point. We could see a no contest here, but we'll wait and see. But I'm going to take a chance, and I'm going to go with Bobby Lashley in this one. So, and quite frankly, he needs it way more than Roman does. Roman will be just fine. And don't worry, Roman will get his moment in the sun, but I don't think it's going to be here. I think Bobby Lashley will get it here, and I really want to see Bobby Lashley get it over here. And I also want to see him in that Walking Armageddon character like we saw in TNA, and they're slowly building toward that character again. And quite frankly, that's what he should have been all this time. So I'm going to take a chance. I'm going to go with Bobby Lashley in this one. So next up, yet more action from Monday Night Raw. We have, before I get into that, I just want to make sure that Bullock's picks get addressed. So just give me a moment here. All right. Bullock had Braun Strowman in the cage match. And he also has, and he actually agrees with MF. He had Roman Reigns winning that match as well. So we'll keep an eye on that. So moving on, more Monday Night Raw match. Didi Woodson, you'll be starting it off. We got Finn Balor squaring off against the Constable Baron Corbin.
I'm going with Finn Balor on this because, Corbin has been looking strong on the last few matches on Raw, and they've made Balor look kind of stupid. And either one of them could really deserve the win. They've both been in a slump, especially now that we have Corbin as a stupid constable bit. But I'm going to go with Balor. I think he's going to pull it off in the end. So I'm going to toss it back to you.
I'm torn. I mean, I really want to see Finn Balor win this match, but lately, if you've been noticing, they've been putting Constable Corbin over on Raw lately. And maybe it's just me. I hope not. But, I mean, I don't know why they had this Constable thing. I mean, I liked him better as the Lone Wolf. I mean, this Constable thing, maybe from a career standpoint, has reinvigorated him. But for me, I mean, this is one of the many problems with Monday Night Raw. Making him as a constable, basically him as constable is almost basically like having him as a co-general manager of Monday Night Raw with Kurt Angle. And it has not been fun. No, it hasn't. When they did it with Eric Bischoff and Stone Cold back in the day, that was fun. But not this. It could be a good match. It could be a surprise bout. But and while I want to see Finn Balor back in the Universal main event picture, I got a feeling this is just the beginning of this rivalry, and this could have legs, and this could actually go into SummerSlam. It could actually, they could carry this into SummerSlam, and If they do, then I think Finn Balor will get the win back. But I got a feeling it could be by nefarious means or something, but I got to say the Constable goes over here because, you know, they've been pushing him lately and Finn Balor hasn't really done much lately. And I really want to see him get a win here. I do. But with our luck and especially my luck, they're going to want to put the Constable over. So much to my chagrin, I got to go with the Constable here, even though I want Balor to win, honestly, because I've had it up to here with this Constable character. It's just more authority, shenanigans, best for business, blah, 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 blah. And I know if Bullock were here, he would agree. So, and I believe Bullock had Finn Balor winning this match as well. So, but I'm going to take a chance and I'm going to say the Constable goes over because of nefarious means or something. And then they'll probably continue this thing in the SummerSlam. And if they do that, then I think Finn Balor gets the win because it's SummerSlam. And, you know, he's had success the last 2 years. So I'm going with Constable Corbin. So MF, your thoughts?
Tough match to call, definitely on the in the lair and whatnot, but in the moment or whatnot, I agree. I would say Constable Corbin wins the match. Even though I kind of feel like it wouldn't do any justice for him, but in the grand scheme of things, in the bigger storyline, you know, to have supposedly Stephanie McMahon in your back pocket, I could see some kind of authority shenanigans, something like that, where Constable Corbin steals the fight from where Constable Corbin would steal the fight, and that would, you know, definitely say nothing more than that. But, you know, it is what it is. Nothing more to say. I got Corbin winning as well, so let's move on.
Yet another Raw match, and I promise this is the last one for the while. We'll get into the SmackDown stuff after this. Raw Tag Team Championship on the line. The champions, the leaders of worlds, Woken Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt, defending against the B Team, Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas. Oh boy, Raw's Tag Team division, big time mess. It's in this weird holding pattern. It feels like it's in this weird holding pattern, and there's just not a lot. There is no hype around it whatsoever. Something needs to change, I think. And while a win for the B Team will certainly not be the shot in the arm this division truly needs, it could be a small step in the right direction, keyword small. And you know the B Team has been getting over on TV lately in singles matches, trying to build them as quote-unquote undefeated. And I don't know why, but I got this weird feeling we're going to see new Raw Tag Team champions. And I think the B Team is going to walk out of Pittsburgh as the new Raw Tag Team champions. So I'm going with the B Team, new champions. MF, your thoughts on this Raw Tag Team championship match?
Yeah, I totally agree with you here. I'm going to go and I'm going to say it. I think we're going to have new Raw Tag Team champions. I think it's going to happen. So nothing more to say. I think history will be indeed made, and I think we're going to have new champions. So nothing more to say. I got the B Team winning the gold. Dee Dee, I give it to you.
I'm going to go opposite you guys. I'm going to say the Leader of Worlds are going to retain. So, enough said. What's Bullock's pick?
And Bullock agrees with you, Didi. He's got Hardy and Wyatt successfully defending as well. So nothing more to say on that. Now we're going to get into the SmackDown side of things for a little bit. We go from the Raw Tag Team Championship to the SmackDown Tag Team Championship. The champions, the Bludgeon Brothers, Luke Harper and Eric Rowan, defending the titles against the newly reunited Team Hell No, Daniel Bryan and Kane. MF, I mean, what a way to start off the SmackDown side of things with your Tag Team Championship matchup. Does the reign of terror for the Bludgeons continues? Or will it be reunited and it feels so good in the case of Team Hell No?
I kind of feel like Team Hell No kind of was one of those last-second throw-in teams out of nowhere. A lot of people just didn't know how this was going to play out. But it's great to see Kane and Daniel Bryan back together, utilizing it as a team. It's like a breath of fresh air. But to go up against the reigning, defending SmackDown Tag Team Champions, and the way they've been dominating in the last few months. I just don't see how this plays out. I just don't see how this ends in a good way for them. I gotta say, the Bludgeons successfully defend the SmackDown Tag Team titles, and I think they move on. So, no, for me, at the end of the day, I think it's going to be basically an easy out here for me. Bludgeon Brothers wins the match, successfully defend the SmackDown Tag Team Gold. Didi Woodson, I give it to you, my love.
I agree. The Bludgeon Brothers are going to retain. I just don't see Team Hell No surviving this. I mean, they're barely a team as is because every so often they just break down into an argument. So, not much more I have to say about it. Florio, it's yours.
Bullock also has the Bludgeons winning, and I could easily see the Bludgeons winning as well. This is a tough one here. I mean, my gut is telling me to go with the Bludgeons, but my heart is telling me to go with Team Hell No here. It all depends on the Miz, and there is a possibility the Miz could get involved here. That's the only way Team Hell No could lose. I mean, the Miz could get involved and cost Daniel Bryan the match, and that could be finally the jump off that we've been looking for that long awaited Miz and Bryan feud. And SmackDown's tag team division far and away better than Monday Night Raw's. The Bludgeon Brothers have run through the entire division on SmackDown Live, and it's made all attempts at someone else winning the title futile in the process. Luckily, Team Hell No is back and has provided some hope for SmackDown's tag team scene. And while I'm hoping this is all another stepping stone to get Bryan versus Miz at SummerSlam, I think there is a chance Daniel Bryan and Kane could win the tag team titles and maybe drop the titles back to the Bludgeons via Miz interference, and we could still get that Miz and Bryan feud. But I got a feeling they're going to want to go for the feel-good moment here. So I'm going to take a chance here, and I'm going to say Team Hell No walks out of Pittsburgh as your new SmackDown Tag Team Champions. So nothing more to say. Let's move on to our next matchup. We go from the SmackDown Tag Team Championship to the SmackDown Women's Championship. Carmella defending the title against Asuka, return match for Money in the Bank. And James Ellsworth is going to be suspended above the ring in a shark cage. Didi Woodson, I know you couldn't be any more delighted with that stipulation.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be awesome to see the little no-chin weasel up there in the shark cage above the ring and probably whimpering and whining because he's probably scared of heights. No, for me, this whole week I've been going back and forth as to who I thought was going to actually win this. But in the end, I'm going to go ahead and shoot for Asuka winning this over Carmella. One of the reasons is because she doesn't have her little stooge. He's actually up in the shark cage because we've gone backwards with Carmella. Here we had her winning on her own for a little while, and now all of a sudden she can't win on her own anymore. So I'm going to go with Asuka for the win on this one. So Florio, I toss it to you.
Yeah, after more wacky Ellsworth antics on the last SmackDown Live, General Manager Page decided that his meddling had gone far enough. And in this match, he will be suspended above the ring in a shark cage so Carmella and Asuka can have, quote unquote, a fair fight. Originally, I thought there was a chance that Ellsworth could screw things up and cost Carmella the women's championship and Asuka finally gets her moment here. But the stipulation, I got a feeling, we've seen it before, it could affect the finish in some way. Ellsworth will somehow find a way to cheat. Maybe he has a weapon of some sort and tosses it down to Mella, maybe getting her disqualified and giving Asuka the win. And I don't know, but I got a feeling Asuka will be involved in a SmackDown Women's Championship match of some sort at SummerSlam. The question is, will she be challenging Carmella again, or will she actually be going into this event as the champion? Me personally, I'd like to see Asuka go into SummerSlam as the SmackDown Women's Champion. Maybe a WrestleMania rematch with Charlotte Flair. maybe her against another suitable challenger like a Becky Lynch or a Naomi or something like that. I don't know. But I think Asuka could win, but I could see this possibly ending in a DQ maybe. Originally, I was thinking Asuka was going to win the belt here, but I could see Ellsworth still finding a way to get involved. Mella will get DQ'd, and Asuka will win by disqualification, and then because of Asuka winning by DQ, it would automatically entitle her to another rematch, and I could see that rematch possibly going down at SummerSlam. And if that's the case, Asuka will walk out of Brooklyn in the Barclays at SummerSlam and finally gets her SmackDown Women's title moment. So Asuka wins. I think it will be by disqualification, though. I got a feeling Ellsworth's going to still find a way to get involved, even with the Shark Cage. We've seen it in plenty of other Shark Cage matches. So I'm going with Asuka, but I don't think she's going to win the belt, though. I think it's going to be DQ, and we'll probably get one more match at SummerSlam, and I think that's when Asuka will finally get it done. So maybe save it for the grand stage of SummerSlam. So Asuka by disqualification. So MF, your thoughts on your SmackDown Women's Championship? Does Asuka finally get a moment, or does Carmella somehow escape, even with Ellsworth in the Shark Cage?
I think Ellsworth's gonna be the factor. Mella wins the title. I don't think Asuka walks out with the belt. There's no way. The reason why is they're gonna want to make. I think what they're gonna do is they're gonna have the Princess of Staten Island go into Brooklyn and SummerSlam with the title in possession. I just don't see how they're gonna even though I know a lot of people want to see Asuka win it and get the opportunity, I kind of feel like maybe WWE might be losing faith with Asuka. I don't know why. I mean, she's so over, she's so amazing, she's excellent, but she was so dominating for the longest time, and then they make her lose to Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania, and then she loses to Mella like last month. Even though I know it was a shady match, but still, I don't know. Something's not right. Something's definitely amiss here. I just don't see it, and I hate to say this, guys, but I think that it's gonna end up being Carmella winning the match, successfully defending the title, but I think it's going to be because Ellsworth's going to find his way out of that Shark Cage. And remember, I think the last time I remember, even though it was in a title fight, I thought I thought a Shark Cage fight is, I thought it was no DQ. I don't know why, because every time I seen somebody get out of it, they never ever got a DQ called. So I don't know about a DQ finish, Anthony. I think what's going to happen is it's going to be some shenanigans. I think Mella will cheat, but she's going to win, and she's going to successfully defend the title. So I got Mella winning. Nothing more to say. Let's move on.
And we move on to the match that I think could steal the show. And believe it or not, it's a Monday Night Raw match. 30-minute Iron Man match for the Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship. Dolph Ziggler with Drew McIntyre in his corner, squaring off against challenger and former champion, the Kingslayer, Seth Rollins. Remember when Dolph Ziggler won the United States Heavyweight Championship on SmackDown Live and abandoned it? Well, now he's the Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion, and I'm surprised he didn't walk away from that one either. But nonetheless, Dolph Ziggler and Seth Rollins have been putting on some stellar matches. So an Iron Man match feels like the perfect fit. This is going to be a close one, but I think Drew McIntyre is ultimately going to be the difference. Winner and still Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion, Dolph Ziggler, in what I think will be the fight of the night. I don't care what show it is, whether it's Raw or SmackDown Live. This one is going to steal the show. McIntyre, unfortunately, will be the difference. I wish they would have put Rollins over the other night on Raw, because then McIntyre would have been banned from ringside, and then we could have gotten a potential 5-star classic here. But this has potential to be maybe 4.5 at the absolute best. But Ultimately, McIntyre will be the difference. Dolph Ziggler will walk out still the Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion. So nothing more to say. This is going to be the fight of the night. MF, I mean, I know it pains you to hear that. I mean, but this match here from Monday Night Raw has the potential to steal the show. 30-minute Iron Man match between two men who have great chemistry. Come on.
Oh, without a doubt, this is going to be a fight of the night. This could be the fight of the night. Other than one other match, I think this is going to be an amazing main event. This will, at least the eyes of the Monday Night Raw end, this would be a main event quality match anywhere in the world. So yeah, a 30-minute Iron Man match, great battle, great fight, great matchup. But something tells me that they're going to want to keep the belt on Dolph Ziggler. I'm sorry. Even though I know the best decision or the right decision would be to successfully defend the title, to have the Kingslayer win the belt back, but I don't see it. I don't see it at all. So I'm sorry. I don't. I think for Seth Rollins, he should be off to bigger and better things. But right now, I don't know. I think Ziggler's going to win it. I think he'll keep the title, but this is going to be an amazing match. I mean, guys, sit back, buckle up. This could be a fight for the ages. I could even call maybe a fight of the year candidate that this match could be. So who knows? So nothing more to say. Didi Woodson, it's yours.
Yeah, I think Ziggler's going to retain. For one, he hasn't had it very long. Unless they're wanting to make him a paper champion, I don't see him losing it. Yes, McIntyre could be a major factor in this match. And I agree Rollins should be moving on to bigger and better things, but they may be hanging on to this in hopes to get him back and tag team with Ambrose, for all I know. So not much more I have to say about it. I'm going to toss it back to Florio so we can get Bullock's picks for the last two matches.
Yeah, Bullock had Asuka. He has Asuka going over Carmella, and he also has Dolph Ziggler winning this match as well. So let's move on now to the Raw Women's Championship match, which will be contested under Extreme Rules. Alexa Bliss defending the title against Nia Jax. One major caveat, though. The rowdy one, Ronda Rousey, will be front row ringside for this bout. Oh, MF. Whoa. There's a lot of SummerSlam implications in this one. MF, your thoughts. MF starts this off. Bliss and Jax, Raw Women's Championship, Extreme Rules, Ronda Rousey ringside.
A dangerous match, a dangerous situation. Something tells me Alexa wins. I don't know why. I feel it. I think they're gonna want to push for an Alexa versus Ronda for SummerSlam. At the end of the day, I agree. Yeah, there's nothing more to say. It's definitely gonna be a matchup for the title. I think Alexa's gonna win. I don't know if it's gonna be because Ronda kind of interferes because Alexa kind of goats her into it. But whatever the case may be, I gotta say it. I believe Alexa is gonna successfully defend the title. She's gonna win the match, and she will vanquish Nia Jax. Even though I know a lot of people probably is not too high on that, but look, there's a bigger plan down the line, and that's going to be the capper. So for me, the winner of the bout, still Raw Women's Champion, Alexa Bliss. Didi Woodson?
I'm going to shoot myself for saying this, but yeah, I think Alexa's going to retain. Um, You know, everybody knows that there's no love lost between me and Miss Bliss. But you know, we possibly we've mentioned Ronda Rousey being out there, but we possibly have a second factor, which would be Mickey James, because Alexa Bliss doesn't go anywhere without Mickey James. And I have a feeling that she will probably be out there at ringside for this as well. So this could turn into a major brawl of a match between these two ladies and the two factors on the outside. Um, as for how Alexa wins, I don't know, but unless, like I said with Ziggler, unless they want her as a paper champion, there's no way she would be losing to Jax. So, not much more I had to say about it. Let's go to Florio.
Michael Bullock has Alexa Bliss successfully defending as well. And yeah, Nia Jax gets her rematch for the Raw Women's Championship after Alexa Bliss cashed in her Money in the Bank contract last month on the same night. Nia Jax as champion did not work exceptionally well the first time, primarily because she was switched from face to heel in order to take on Ronda Rousey, which made no sense. I think until Nia's character gets back on track, Alexa Bliss should and will remain the Raw Women's Champion. You know they're going to want to do Alexa Bliss and Ronda Rousey at SummerSlam for the Raw Women's Championship. And I think on that night, the Rowdy one walks out of Brooklyn as the Raw Women's Champion. That's just my opinion alone. So, we'll get into that next month. But for right now, Alexa Bliss walks out of Extreme Rules still the Raw Women's Champion. So now we move on to the United States Heavyweight Championship matchup from SmackDown Live. The champion, Jeff Hardy, defending the title against Shinsuke Nakamura. This was supposed to happen on SmackDown Live a couple weeks ago, but Nakamura, as you know, was bitten in the knee by some sort of drug dog or something. They had to push the match back, and now we're finally going to get it. So, Didi Woodson, we started with you. Jeff Hardy, Brother Nero, defends the U.S. title against Shinsuke Nakamura.
As much as I'd like to see Jeff retain this just because of the fact that I'm a giant Hardy fan, I don't see it happening. He's held the title for a while. It is time to kind of move on and time for him to take a little time off to, again, to maybe recuperate a little bit, take care of some injuries or whatever, do his extracurricular stuff. I think Nakamura is going to actually come off in the end as the winner. So I'm going to toss this back to Florio.
Michael Bullock agrees. He has Shinsuke Nakamura walking out the new United States Heavyweight Champion, as do I. After spending the past couple of months kicking AJ Styles below the belt, Shinsuke Nakamura has moved on to challenge Jeff Hardy for the United States Heavyweight Championship. This has to be a turning point for Nakamura. His character is working so well as a heel right now, and he's got to win a championship sooner or later. A long-term rivalry between these two guys would be great, but I think it needs to start with a Nakamura title win. And it's been well documented. Hardy's been having some sort of nerve issues, and you've seen it on SmackDown Live. He's been a little gimpy, and I think this is where it ends here. I mean, he's held the title nearly 3 months. It was that first night of the Superstar Shakeup of Monday Night Raw in Hartford, Connecticut. When Jinder Mahal came over to Raw from SmackDown Live, and then they put Hardy over, and they had him win the U.S. title. And it's been a few months, and Nakamura so long overdue for a championship win. I think he should have been WWE champion at WrestleMania, but that's just my opinion alone. But nonetheless, this is, I think, where the King of the Strong style will finally get his long overdue moment in the sun to get a championship. So I agree. Winner and new United States Heavyweight Champion, the King of the Strong style, the artist known as Shinsuke Nakamura. MF, are we going to make it unanimous or what?
Yes, I agree. I think Nakamura will realize his dream. Jeff Hardy's definitely in worse for wear right now. They actually been talking about him not even doing the Swanton Bomb lately due to the injuries that he's suffering right now. So, at the end of the day, I hate to say this, but I do agree. I think it is going to be Nakamura finally realizing his dream and becoming a champion in WWE, new United States heavyweight champion, king of the strong style, Shinsuke Nakamura.
And now we move on to our final match of the evening from SmackDown Live for the WWE Championship. The champion, the phenomenal AJ Styles, defending the title against Rusev. Happy Rusev Day. Anyone else feel like this match came out of left field? Sure, Rusev has a huge following behind him as of late, and at some point, he should be back in the title picture. But I think this feels a little too quick. AJ Styles has been an absolutely phenomenal champion for SmackDown Live. He's been their workhorse. He's been their frontline soldier, just like Seth Rollins on Monday Night Raw. It is certainly not time for the title to go to someone else yet, especially with the biggest event of the summer coming up at SummerSlam. Who would you rather have as the WWE champion going into SummerSlam? Rusev or AJ Styles? No disrespect to Rusev. I am so beyond thrilled that he's finally getting his opportunity. A long overdue opportunity. He should have had an opportunity a long time ago, but it is what it is. But I'd rather have the phenomenal one going into the biggest event of the summer as the WWE champion. And the rumor that I've been hearing is that it's going to be him against Samoa Joe at SummerSlam. And if that's true, oh my goodness, we're looking at a 5-star easy. So that's all I can say on that. For that to happen, the phenomenal one has to go over. So that's exactly what's going to happen. Winner and still the WWE champion, the phenomenal AJ Styles. MF, you heard that little rumor I just dropped. And if that's true, oh boy, you got a match of the year candidate over on Team Blue.
Yeah, we might. If it's very possible, we might have a fight of the year candidate for Team Blue. Definitely, no doubt about it. It's going to be an amazing matchup. It's going to be a great fight. It's going to be a solid matchup, to say the very least. But at the end of the day, I got to say it. I do believe when this is all said and done, AJ Styles will successfully defend the title. I think it's not time for Rusev yet. I think Rusev will be sometime down the line. But, I mean, we're going to have to wait and see. So, nothing more to say. So, all right. Winner of the bout, still WWE champion, the phenomenal AJ Styles. Didi?
Yeah, I agree. I think AJ is going to actually retain. We still have the factor of English on the outside, whether or not he interferes or not. That's a whole different ball game. But I think AJ is going to retain no matter what's going to happen on this match. So not much more I'm going to say. What's Bullock's pick?
And Bullock agrees. He makes it unanimous. He too has the phenomenal one successfully defending the title. So that's pretty much all there. So so it all goes down tomorrow night, 7 Eastern. Well, it starts at 6 with the kickoff show and those 2 kickoff matches. Andrade Cien Almas against Sin Cara, and that 6-man tables match where only one member of the team has to go through the table for the match to be over, with the New Day against Sanity, and then everything else. So the PPG Paints Arena in Pittsburgh tomorrow night. And if we had to put a a progressive rating for this, I would say maybe like 6 to 7 out of 10. I think that's the absolute best we can give this based on how this card looks. And they had a great show with Money in the Bank last month, and I am hopeful that we get another solid outing here. So yeah. Excuse me. I think from now on going forward, we should only save progressive ratings for the major shows. I think that's what we should do. This is not really a major show, so. And besides, I'm sure MF and Didi would have agreed with me anyway. So I'm leaning more towards 6 to 7 out of 10 going into this. So I hope I'm wrong. I hope they prove me wrong, and I hope we get a out of the box show. So that's all we can say on that. So that's it for this. We want to thank you all so very much for tuning in. Of course, don't forget to join us tomorrow night over on MF's channel, Braves Fan 95, as we will have our complete recap of Extreme Rules. And then Monday night, we will be right back here on the Tone 25 for Ridiculously Raw, where we will run down Monday Night Raw, the fallout from Extreme Rules. We start Raw's road to SummerSlam, and my Tony's take on 205 Live and Impact Wrestling. And then Tuesday night, MF has already said it'll be immediately following SmackDown Live, 10 p.m. over on Braves Bay 95 for the Cerebral Smack Talk. We'll review SmackDown Live. Their fallout from Extreme Rules will start their road to SummerSlam. And then MF has his Lucha Underground review and the Mikey's Mindset. Maybe some other things. If he has anything else, we'll see. And then Friday night, of course, Strictly Sports. Obviously, no docket yet. Derek will have the docket probably sometime before Ridiculously Raw goes on the air Monday night. So that's it. So until tomorrow night for our recap over on MF channel, Brace Bay 95, it's your ridiculously over good brother Anthony Florio here. For good old MF Michael Fletcher, for the Twisted Angel Didi Woodson, and in spirit the Phenom Michael Bullock, and the Hardcore Pipe Bomb Derek Forever. You know the routine, everybody. Thumbs up. Talk to you later. Yeah, throw it up, Fortune 4 style. Bye for now, my friends. God bless. Be good to each other. Have a blessed Sunday. Until tomorrow night for our recap, you've been watching this very special edition of the Wrestling Forum, our 2018 Extreme Rules preview right here on the Tone 25 and YouTube.com. And remember, no matter what anyone tells you, wrestling is indeed actually real. For everybody who's been a part of this one, for now, Anthony Florio, so long. Bye, everybody. Bye.